Hello everyone, welcome to Mtobi's Mhlawum's Mathematics and Physical Science YouTube channel. And today we're looking at the physical science topic test in organic chemistry and organic nomenclature. So I'm just going to add the question, starting with question 1, which is a multiple choice question, and let's have it there. Right, so let's start off with 1.1. 1.1 says, which one of the following is correct? General formula for carboxylic acid. Now, carboxylic acids have the general formula CnH2nO2. So A is not part of it, B is not part of it, and therefore the answer would be C. So answer here is C. Consider the two organic molecules, 1 and 2 below. Whereby given the structural formulas, which one of the following represents the homologous series to which compound 1, sorry, and compound 2 belong? Looking at compound 1, we can see it has 3 carbons, and we can see that the functional group is one of a aldehyde, so it has to be a propanone. But we're not looking for the name here, we're looking for the homologous series, so which means this is an aldehyde. So therefore B and C stand a chance. Now, number 2 will be the decider. 2 is a ketone because the carbonyl group is between 2 carbon atoms. So therefore that is a ketone, and that makes the answer 1.2b, right? And 1.3, which one of the following empirical formula is the empirical formula of 1.2 dichloromethane? Now, what is 1.2 dichloromethane? That's a CH2, well, not CH2. Well, 1.2 dichloromethane is C2H4Cl2. Now, when you're taking the empirical formula, we normally divide by the smallest value. So we get CH2Cl, and that is number B. Right, then 1.4, consider the compound below. Write down which one of the following is the IUPAC name of the compound. Well, I checked this question out, analyzed it, doesn't align with what's given as the option, so we just cancel out this one. I think they wanted to say write down the structural formula, or it was a mix-up of two questions. All right, then you jump off to 1.5. To which homologous series does a compound with a molecular formula C6H12O2 belong to? Now, CnH2nO2, we said it's a carboxylic acid. So this is C6H12O2, that also is CnH2nO2. Okay, now we'll move on to question 2, and there is question 2. Question 2 says the letter A to H represent organic compounds, whereby A up to H is all the organic compounds represented in their different forms. 2.1.1, they want you to write the letter of an alcohol. And from what I see here, the only one that is suitable to be an alcohol is D. So 2.1.1 is D. 2.1.1 is D. Why is it D? Well, CnH2n plus 2O is one of the general formula for alcohols, or you can say CnH2n plus 1, O and H. So that's the reason that I gave it to D. And then 2.1.2 is asking us a compound with a formyl group Now, what is a formyl group? A formyl group is when you have this attached to an H and attached to the rest of the molecule. So which one has that? I think it's visible to see that A is that compound. So the answer here is A. 2.1.3. The question is give us an unsaturated compound. Now the unsaturated compound I see here would be E, where you see a C and a C next to each other in a condensed structural formula. Then that gives us um, E to be an unsaturated compound. All right, then 2.2.1 says that write the IUPAC name for B. Right, now with this one I have to do this. Right, we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have hex, and then we have 2 methyl groups, we have 2 bromines, and then we start naming. So 2.2.1, oh, I'd already written it. So we had what? We had in carbon number 3, 2 bromo, so it's dibromo, and in carbon number 4, we had 2 methyl, so it's dimethyl hexane. And remember here we go in alphabetic order because halogens don't take higher priority. Right, 2.2.2. What is our question in 2.2.2? Oh, they rewrote it as 2.2.1. For compound E, write down the IUPAC name, compound E. Okay, then we'll have to draw the structural formula first for compound E, which is CH3, 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 and CH3. Okay, I think from what I've just said, it's a CH3 with a carbon and 2 methyl groups. Those are the CH3s in the brackets. And then there's a carbon and also bonded to a carbon and a CH3. Now we want the name. Right, so we have to do the naming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there's a clear indication of a 4,4 dimethyl pent-2-ine, because this is an alkyne. Then 2.3.1, define the term functional isomer. What is a functional isomer? 2.3.1. There's a compound with the same molecular formula but different functional group or different homologous series. But I think I would most prefer the one that says but different functional group instead of homologous series, and that's debatable. 2.3.2, write down the letters that represent these functional isomers. Now, functional isomer that I see is A and C, not A and C. the National Party. It's A, alphabet A, and alphabet C for our structure. 2.3.2, 2.3.2, that's A with C. Okay, I think we're done with that. Then we can check out the last question, question 3, because this is a short test. Question 3, also similar. Define the term unsaturated compound. Now, what is an unsaturated compound? Now, that's 3.1. Compounds with one or more multiple bonds between carbon atoms in their hydrocarbon chain. Or you can say it's a compound that contains double bond or multiple bond between carbon atoms. A compound or compounds that contain a compound that contains double or multiple bonds between carbon atoms. Right, 3.2.1. Letter that represents an unsaturated compound. Unsaturated, I am seeing B and I am seeing E. B or E. So 3.2.1 is B or E. 3.2.2, that would be name of the functional group of compound C. What is compound C? Then we'll have to draw just a skeleton of compound C in order to see the functional group. So I'm seeing a CH3 and a CH2 and a CH2 and CO and a CH3. Okay, that would be a carbonyl group because they wanted the name of the functional group. 3.2.3, a letter that represents a chain isomer of compound C. Chain isomer of compound C. Now, looking at this, which one? It's either an aldehyde or, well, an aldehyde will not be a chain isomer. Yes, it could be an aldehyde, but with a branch methyl, or a ketone. Well, no, can't be an aldehyde. Anyway, the one that I'm seeing here is F. Remember, this has C has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons, and then F has 4 carbons in the long chain and then 1 carbon. So that makes it a chain isomer. So 3.2.3 is F. 3.2.4 wants us to determine the IUPAC name for compound G. Compound G, let's go to the structure. All right, now we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a hexane, and then we have substituents in carbon 2, carbon 3, and carbon 5. So this is a 2, 5 2,5 dichloro 3 methyl hexane. Then we go to 3.2.5. 3.2.5, general formula of the homologous series where E belongs to. Now we need to draw a skeleton for E. It's C2H4, so that's C2H4, and that's a double bond. So this is an alkene, so it's CnH2n. 3.3.1, compound A. Compound A, you can see compound A. The homologous series which compound A belongs to is a carboxylic acid. You see by the C double bond OH. So it's a carboxylic acid. 3.3.2, they want the structural formula of its functional isomer. So if functional isomer for a carboxylic acid is an ester, so we'll have to make an ester out of this, and then let's see, CH3 with an O, C double bond O with an H. Then we're done. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.